Yeah, you didn't even need the umbrella this time.
No, but it's laying over there. But we took it down the other day to...
Check.
You're fine.
Good?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm going to pack my pipe.
You pack your pipe.
Looks like I need to clean my pipe.
What the fuck?
You got, like,
Hold
NPR on over there?
No. For whatever reason, the Bourbon Hunters podcast just started playing.
Boo, get out of here with that.
Nah, Tyler's not on it, so... It's just Brett and Dude. So I'm fine with that.
Just Brett and Dude Sweat.
This is going to be a great cigar. I don't know how I'm going to light it, but...
Did you not bring a lighter?
No, because TSA stole my shit. Welcome to the Buckhorn Podcast. I am Martelle, and with me always is Randy packing a pipe.
I'm getting ready to put a pipe in my mouth.
That is weird.
Why?
I don't know.
Does that seem... what, putting a pipe in my mouth?
It was aggressive. And high-pitched.
That's how I like it.
Yeah, I guess so. But...
I was hoping when I got here you'd be on that mini bike.
My plan was to be on the mini bike when you got here, and...
Thank you, ma'am.
I told you 4, and it's now 4:40.
Yeah, I got here right about 4:30. So I was watching the Buckeyes game. I was like, it'll be over close to 3:30.
And you fell asleep.
No, I was awake, but I was really into it because it was a good game. And it ended at like 3:45-ish, and I was like, crap. So I got up. I didn't have a shirt on, so I threw my shirt on, went up and got the pumpkin donuts. I set them with my keys so I wouldn't forget. I only had one helmet in the truck, so I grabbed the other helmet, threw it in the truck, and then I had to go try and find ginger ale and apple cider, and I failed on the apple cider.
That's all right. Thanks, babe.
Had I known earlier, I would have had it.
Bring the 2 bottles out, and then just on a piece of paper, let us know. Just write, like, whatever one's in the Bourbon Hunter bottle or cup, glass. Glencairn.
Kenzie Dram.
It's
one of those things.
Sacrificial bowl.
The top of the skull of our enemy.
That's right. Whatever it is. Yeah, so...
Smells like a nice cigar.
It's really good. So it's another one of the Foundation cigars. They just released this one. And I took 2 of them with me down to Florida and did not smoke either one of them. But they're about $15 a piece. So they're not cheap. Not super expensive.
That's on the higher end, though.
But it's on the higher end for what definitely for what I would typically smoke. Now, I did have a $30 cigar while I was down there. I traded an $8 cigar for a $30 cigar.
Winning.
It was good.
Hashtag Tiger's Blood.
It was real good. So,
this
one's good. This is it's called the Olmec. And everything that they do is kind of Aztecian.
Nice.
Thanks, babe. You're the best.
Oh.
Yeah, we're blind tasting Angel Envy Rye and Barrell Bourbon Seagrass.
Barrell Seagrass.
Yes, Barrell Seagrass. I know.
Burblum. Burbglass.
So
it says bar glass.
So, and there was a 3rd bottle I wanted to get, but I didn't feel it. They didn't have it at the Giant Eagle I went to on my way back from Hilliard today. And I didn't have time to run to Pit Stop to pick it up. But it was also another Barrell Bourbon product because they have another rye. I think it's a rye that's finished in rum casks, a different type of rum cask. So the Angel Envy Rye is finished in Caribbean rum casks, and the Barrell Seagrass is finished in Martinique rum, Madeira, and apricot brandy barrels. So it's finished in several different barrels.
Yeah, that's a horse of a different color.
But we've had the Angel Envy Rye
several times.
We've done it on the show.
Love it. It's one of my favorites.
I had the Seagrass.
Bit pricey, but it's one of my favorites.
You know what? It's $100. I think it's worth it.
That's one of the ones I don't mind paying $100 for.
Corey and I were talking about that the other night, and I said, you know what? He's like, we're not all billionaires. I'm like, if you're going to splurge on a bottle, if $100,
I'm not a billionaire, but that's one that's
one you need to buy
a few times.
Now, so that's a 90. I think it's $94 after tax. It ends up being about $100. The Barrell Seagrass is about $80. You end up at about $85 or so for it once it's all said and done. But I had the Seagrass at the golf outing that I was at with Jimmy, Elon, and Brandon, and that was really good. And I'm like, you know what? I want to run these two against each other. They're both ryes. They're both finished in rum barrels.
Yeah.
And I think it would be a pretty good little mashup.
I agree. We're comparing almost apples to apples.
For the most part,
Seagrass has a few different barrels, but
they're both.
It's still rye finished in something else.
It's still a rye finished in a rum barrel. Yeah, it's and a brandy barrel, but it's still a rye finished in a rum barrel, and it's really good.
I like it.
So
you're smoking your cigar.
I got my cigar. I like it. That one, I like that a lot.
You seem to be enjoying it.
I haven't had a cigar since Florida.
Yeah,
And
before
it's
that,
cold.
I mean, cold now.
Yeah,
this is my kind of weather.
I know you're fat.
I'm insulated.
Blubber.
I'm well. Yeah, I call it what you will.
I mean, it's all the same stuff, but the yeah, it's getting cold for me. Like, this is probably the last good weekend.
Probably. I mean, for like sitting out and doing this in the shade, it's like we're in the sun right now. In the sun, it feels great right now.
Oh yeah, the sun feels really good.
But your back deck is in a perpetual tornado.
Always.
For some reason.
That's the I've renamed Carroll, Ohio as Windy Valley. Doesn't matter where you're at in Carroll, it's windy.
I haven't been many other places, but this is like my in-laws. They live up on top of a hill.
Yeah.
And they've got a bunch of big trees around stuff, but there's always a strong breeze through there,
Yeah,
which is great in the summer when it's like real hot.
You know what? It's not even great in the summer.
Oh, it is up there.
It's
Like we're hanging out and eating hot dogs. And
get out of the pool and your fucking nuts shrivel up.
Well, I don't have much to shrivel, so no biggie there. I could get in the pool right now.
No.
I mean, not right now because it's closed for the winter.
It's
but
closed. No. No, I am thinking I do want to buy a cold plunge tub to put back over here if I can. I want to put a hot tub over there.
talk about that.
I want a cold plunge to put.
Go from a
in.
sauna to a cold plunge.
And I want to get a sauna. Yeah. So I may wait.
You're going to build up this tropical paradise here,
And I'm gonna
then move.
I can't wait.
Up and move to Florida.
I can't wait.
Or Georgia,
South Carolina,
St. Lucia, something.
St. Well, the way the economy in this country is going right now, it's looking more like St. Lucia. I don't know that I can get further away and be in a nicer place.
Yeah, well, you can get farther away, but not in a nicer place.
Well, right.
I mean, you could like be in Siberia or something.
That's not a nicer place.
No, I'm saying farther away. But
Well, I said farther away and in a nicer place.
Yes, I know.
I know.
I know you know.
I know. All right, let's try one of these.
All right, what are we trying first?
Let's go with the Bourbon Hunters.
All right,
Kenzie Dram.
Kenzie Dram.
And I think after we taste these, we'll be able to tell. Maybe
This is the Barrell Seagrass, and I've never had it or smelled it. I just think I know Angel's Envy Rye that
okay.
well.
All right.
Could be totally wrong.
Could be wrong. So you're going with
Like I took barely a whiff, and it smelled different to me.
Okay. This is either way. It smells good. I'm not sure which one it is.
This smells like an apple pie to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a spiced apple pie.
I think it smells like a decadent.
A touch of caramel.
I'll get
brown
all
sugar
kinds of caramel.
cinema.
Very sweet.
I just said brown sugar cinema.
Cinema.
It's like an enema with brown sugar and cinnamon.
It's a big
Spice up your beetle.
cinnamon roll. It's really good though.
Ooh. I
So
took
good.
a couple puffs of my pipe. I'm smoking a Black Treasure, which is a vanilla Cavendish tobacco that I got at Tinderbox, I believe. No. This is from Pipes and Pleasures in Whitehall in the ghetto.
Cavendish sounds like a football player. His name.
It probably is. All right, so you tasted this. You talk about it while I sip.
I need to taste it again. It's good. Doesn't matter. It's very sweet, and it has kind of a.
This might be the Angel's Envy Rye.
See, well, we'll figure it out here in a minute.
We will.
It's got a very sweet, but it's got that rye, like peppery burn.
Yeah, when you taste, I taste more rye than I smell.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I'm getting just all kinds of peppery, like sweet.
I still think this is the Barrell Seagrass.
And then pepperiness that goes along with it. Like it is. I'm trying to pinpoint.
I think I'm getting the sweeter here from the brandy barrel.
Maybe.
I think.
I mean.
Yeah, I could be way off.
I had Liz pour them. I just set out 4 cups that were both the same Two that were the same and said, mix these up and
Surprise
make sure
us.
they're the same thing goes in the same cup.
I bet this would be fantastic with a drop of water.
I bet you this would be fantastic with an apple pie.
Yeah, that's what I taste
Or a
like
cinnamon
I had a
roll.
piece of apple pie last night.
Cinnamon roll
Like warm apple pie.
with a slice of cheddar cheese on it.
I still have never done that.
I haven't either.
We should.
Maybe.
Buckhorn bites. Can't be worse than Oreos and
Well,
salsa.
people do it all the time. I mean, it's a common thing. It's not like something that no one does. It's common.
Whatever this is, it's going great with this pipe right now. I'm telling you.
You know what?
I've had a rough week. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I really like the smell of pipe tobacco. Like, it smells good.
You're probably going to whiff of mine because it looks like it's blowing right in your face.
It is, and I'm fine with that. Now, and pipe tobacco isn't really. It's not flavored.
You can get flavor.
You can get flavored, but it's like I don't think that Cavendish is flavored. I think it's just.
Somebody's here.
Oh yeah, it's the guy looking at the trencher.
This Cavendish here, which there are different kinds, this is supposed to have a slight vanilla flavor to it.
Okay, but I wonder if that's
But more
more of like a
sweetness.
natural.
I don't know. I've
if
never
that's
looked
a-
into how it's made.
So let me go out and talk to this guy.
All right, you
We're
do
gonna-
your thing. We'll pause real quick.
Okay. I don't remember where we left off at.
I
It
don't
was
have a
like
clue. It's been-
fucking 10 minutes ago.
At least.
Jesus, my cigar better still be lit.
Yeah, I can almost guarantee it's not. No.
Fuck.
The sun has shifted quite a bit since you went over there.
Yeah, it has. So for those that don't know, I'm in the middle of trenching for gutters and downspouts.
Well, you're not in the middle of anything when the trencher doesn't work.
Was in the middle, and the rip cord, the pull cord on the trencher ripped off. Like literally just snapped.
Nice.
And the trencher started running. So the trencher's running, there's no cord on it, and all you hear is and I'm like, what the fuck? It's the knot that was inside, like running against the inside of the
Nice. You're about to start a race on
engine.
there. About to start some.
So anyway, I had to call Taylor Rental and have them come and their after hours service because they closed at noon.
Call check into cash.
And so they had to. I called them like 2 hours ago though, and he finally showed up. But that's all right. So he said he's going to run a Tractor Supply because the belt's worn down, and if he can get a belt, he's going to come back and replace the belt. And I'll be good to go. He's like, use it in the meantime. I'm like, I ain't doing shit tonight. I'm done. I'm done.
You
now.
would think they would do some preventative maintenance on their equipment, check things like belts,
They're supposed to.
the
That's
oil.
The weird thing. They're supposed to do all that. They gas them up and hand them off and
Right.
send them on their way. And I'm just like, shit, okay.
A worn belt doesn't happen overnight.
No. And this is the same trencher that I rented back in May when I started this project before my shoulder surgery, when I was supposed to have concrete done, but then had to cancel the concrete. And now I have to finish the trenching myself to the line and kind of modify what the plan was to do. So anyway, whatever is in the Kenzie dram.
I put a couple drops of water in mine.
Yeah.
And I've just let it set till now. So, I mean, literally, I counted 3 little drops. Like, there was nothing on my straw. It was like this. I was going 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
It was like 3 or 4. So.
1, 2, 3, 4. Because I'm not
A
sure
little
the first one actually got in or not.
So I've just kind of swirled it and let it sit. So let's see how this is with water.
So you see how it is that way, and
Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely.
ooh, I get notes of passion fruit. No, I'm kidding. No, that whatever that sweetness is, it really comes through from
Yeah.
whichever rum barrel. That rum sweetness is coming through.
I'm guessing this is the seagrass, but again,
So-
until I taste the other, I don't know.
I think I know which one this is, but I'm not going to say anything until I taste the other one. Because, like I said, I've had them both,
It's good. Yeah. Well,
So-
I haven't had the seagrass.
and you haven't had the seagrass. So
And that's why I think this is it, but I haven't had the Angel's Envy in so long that I could just not be remembering it the same way.
and that's a possibility.
I just don't remember the AE
I'm
being
gonna save
this
some,
sweet.
Save some of that.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm saving a little sip of it
I'm
myself.
going for the next one now. This one I can't get a nose on.
I just took a big old puff off my pipe, so give me a second.
Ooh. Okay, that's good too.
Let me cleanse my nostrils.
The nose. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
No wonder you have a CPAP. So this one's got a real sweet nose to it as well. I don't
think it's as sweet.
It's not as sweet, and I can't pick out what it is. I can't describe the nose that I'm getting on this.
I'm getting apricots on this. This is like trail mix to me. It's a little sweet and a little nutty.
I just had trail mix. Like, legitimately 10, 15 minutes before you showed up.
Did you?
I was eating a bag
This
of
is
trail
like
mix.
apricots, ascots, and raisins to me on the nose.
Oh, that's good. I know which one this is. I know which one, which are which.
I think I do too now.
Okay.
I got one on my glasses.
I know exactly which one, what's what at this point. Now, granted, I was not 100% sober when we started the Seagrass.
Yeah.
I was pretty tore up from the floor up when we opened the bottle of Seagrass. So,
At the golf thing.
At the golf opening.
So you're not tore up right now.
No.
You did have something when I got here.
I did. I did a primer. I went ahead and had a small glass of Makers.
Is that what that was?
The Barrel Stave, yeah.
Makers is so solid, man. Really, almost any Makers is great.
I wasn't a big fan of that milkshake one.
No. Some of the state programs are hit or miss. Mostly hit, but Makers in general, Makers like the 101, the 46, they're just solid, man. They're great go-tos.
I know which one this is. I know what they are.
All right, so what are you thinking then? It's time.
So it's time. So the one that we're having right now in the poker glasses, that's the Barrell Seagrass.
You think?
Yeah, and the Angel Envy is in the Kenzie Dram.
I'm the other way around, but I've not had the Barrell Seagrass, so I really don't know. I'm just totally guessing.
Well,
survey says...
Lucky for us, Liz told us which one is which. Bourbon Hunters is Angel's Envy.
That's what you said, right?
That's what I said.
There you go. You called it. I did not. They're both really good, though.
They're both good. They're both fantastic. I cannot recommend either one of them enough. I mean, if you can get, and we just started getting the Barrell Bourbon.
I'm surprised how good the
Ohio.
I'm surprised how good the Barrell Seagrass is.
I'm not
looking at the bottle on the label. Like if I knew nothing about it though,
it looks very modern.
For an $85 price. That label doesn't look. That packaging doesn't look quite $85 to me.
No,
but this is a prime example of the bourbon makes the bourbon, not the bottle.
Right.
Opposite of Blanton's. You pay $60 for a bottle of Blanton's. The bottle's fantastic.
The bottle's beautiful. But
the bourbon,
$30.
It's a solid drink, but it's not something that people should go gaga over and stand in line for.
No, it's a hype thing, and that's we were talking about this while I was down in Florida. Like, I like Blanton's. You like Blanton's. We don't like the hype around Blanton's, and that was the thing. Like, my brother-in-law was like, he loves Blanton's. Loves it, and I get it. It's good. He has bottles of it. Like, he bought fucking cases of the shit when he was in Washington. Like, he came home with cases of the shit, and he's got straight from the barrel. He's got a Blanton's Gold. Like, if he can get specialty bottles of Blanton's, he's going to go ahead and get them. And I don't blame him.
I would if I could, but I'm not waiting 5 hours in line and paying $300
Well, he doesn't have that problem. But I was telling him, like, Blanton's is good. And he goes, there's other stuff out there that's better. That I'm like, right. Like, at least you understand that as being, like, a Blanton's guy, that there's other stuff out there that's better. I said, like this Middle West Spirit Oloroso wheat that I brought you for your retirement.
Happy retirement.
Happy retirement. Which I don't know if he's gotten into that or not. But either way, if you can find the Barrell Seagrass, or I can't say any of the Barrell products because I've only had this one. But Barrell, what they do is they buy up leftover barrels from other distilleries or distilleries that are shutting down, or they'll buy up a bunch of MGP stuff that no one's purchasing, and then they mix them. And everything they do is a blend. So they have all their blended shit. I think they're now starting to do their own stuff, but a lot of the stuff that they did was all like blended, like 12 to 18 year blends and different finishes and all kinds of other shit. So it's a real interesting little program they got going on over there at Barrell.
That's what we should do. We should have set up a program and make an LLC or whatever and buy up leftovers.
Yeah.
Age it for 6 months.
Because I'm made of money.
And you're rich.
Yeah, I know. I'm smoking
Tell you
$50
what,
cigars
if you
and drinking $80 bottles of whiskey.
ain't smoking big cigars.
This is good, though.
They're both great. I like them both. I have nothing negative to say about either one, even at the price point. And you know,
at the price
I'm
point.
like,
Yeah.
I'm a big stickler for what's the value of it.
The value.
With everything, though, that's how I am.
No,
What's
I know.
the value?
I get it. What's the value?
Kentucky
And
Tavern, overpriced. I don't care if it's $2 a bottle.
You should be they should be paying you to take it.
They couldn't.
But both of these,
Actually, I'd flip it out of high school. Legally, of course.
right? The value out of both of these they are fantastic. Like, what are you gonna get out of these bottles at? We'll just call it a straight $90.
Yeah,
we'll just
that
take
range. We'll say 90-ish.
the $90 range. Both of these are great. Like, you want to just sit out on the deck and enjoy something sweet. Now, I can't sit and drink glass after glass after glass of these. For me, they're a little much. Could I have two? Absolutely.
I have had a couple Angel's Envy glasses in one evening, but it's sipping on it. It's not slamming it. And it's over the rocks. I really like it over the rocks. So, in that sense, I can't have a couple, but I'm not drinking half a bottle of it.
Right.
I mean, I probably could, but it'd be a waste.
And the value you get out of it
Get
is
sick.
Well, yeah, you don't want to do that. The value you get out of it is whatever you deem as a value.
Right. The taste versus the cost.
The taste
what's it worth
versus
to
the
you?
cost. What's it worth to you? Type of
And
thing.
that's something I always ask you, what's the price point? When you bring up something new, what this cost?
Yeah.
Because if it tastes great, but it's $900, I'm going to give it a lower rating.
If it tastes great, it's $900. Fucking just drag me out in that field and shoot me, because that
Deal.
means I spent way too much on.
If I drag you in the field and shoot you, can I have your gun
pissing.
and all your whiskey?
Yeah, whatever. I mean, at that point,
Yeah, that is true. $900 for a bottle, and then you just pee it
you're
out.
just gonna pee it out.
You can get a bottle of water cheaper.
Right.
Gatorade or something.
I'll sell you a $900 bottle of water, and I'll put some brown food coloring in it and call it whiskey for you.
That's some high quality H2O. No, I do like the price point too, because most of our listeners, well, me included, I don't like to spend a ton, but I see value where it's due. These two, I would say, are worth it, but I also see value in some $30 bottles we tried that I love. Some $50 bottles we tried.
Yeah.
You know, something like a Virgil Cane. What do you spend? $35? Middle
Max,
West, you're $35.
I mean, with Virgil Cane, yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Two bitch.
Unless it's a special release.
Right. I mean, obviously,
it's going to be. I think max is $35. Same thing with Middle West. I think you're up into the 45s. Either way.
Well, no, their one bourbon was only like $32.99. Oh,
well,
you're talking.
They've got the three. They've got the rye, the wheated bourbon, and the wheated.
Right.
And one of those is about I think you walk out the door at like $45.
Still, that's what I'm
still,
saying. That I see value in that.
Yeah, two bitch. I actually don't know the price point now on two bitch. Out of Nevada. If you were to get it in the store. Because it ends up being about $100 shipped for a $7.50 bottle of the small bark with bite, which is they've got their small bark with bite. That's a little more than the Eureka Gold, and so you end up at about $100 shipped. But it's still worth it to me.
I still see quality in that, though.
I mean, that's a fantastic product. I will back them. I may be going out to Vegas in March for work.
Oh, nice.
I've already reached out to Lauren and said, hey, I might be coming out.
That's
and she's
up.
like, all right.
That'd be cool if you could go there and see their setup.
Well, I won't make it up to Eureka.
It's like an hour.
No, Eureka's a 4-hour drive from Las Vegas.
That's what I said.
There's now Henderson, I think that's where they do all the bottling, is 15 minutes south of Vegas.
Well, that wouldn't be bad then. It'd be cool to get a tour
That's
of it,
just
though.
the bottling.
It's still cool to see.
It would be cool to see, but I'm just saying they have a whole bar. Like, they've renovated a church up in Eureka and done this whole thing up there with like an Airbnb in this church, and it looks fantastic. And I'm like, that's where I'd like to go check out.
I want to live in an old church. There was one for sale here in Ohio recently for a good price, and it was beautiful. It wasn't super old like the old brick one-room ones. There are scattered around here even. People converting to homes. It was a little bit bigger.
They're far and few between are the old churches that are brick churches. Now they're industrial buildings or pole barns or
especially in Pickaway County. You see some in Ross County, they're turned into homes. The same with the single story or single room schoolhouses.
My favorites are church-wise, like architecture, are in Pittsburgh. Because everything, like a lot of the buildings in Pittsburgh have that Gothic feel to them.
That's like the old cathedral style.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
We went to the National Cathedral in D.C.,
that shit I love.
It's beautiful.
I get my camera out. I start just...
Yeah.
They're like, why are you taking a picture of the arch? I'm like, are you kidding me? Look at the arch. Look at the work, like the intricate detail in the wood carvings.
All done by hand.
In that arch.
Yeah. There's so much...
The stained glass is all hand-laid.
You know, Ohio's got a lot of real old school history, more so than someplace like England or Italy or something. Rome, you know.
Yeah. Rome, Ohio.
Rome, Ohio. Milan, Ohio.
I was just over in Rome, Ohio today. So glad that police department got disbanded 20 years ago.
There were national articles about those people.
They were literally there. So Rome, for those that don't, Rome, Ohio is like this, it's tiny. Like it's little.
They basically call it Hilliard Rome because Rome's so small.
Right. It's Rome, but Rome had its own police department.
Yes, and it was
and they were making more money than any other police department in the state of Ohio.
No, in the country at one point.
Oh, in the country?
There was a literal news article. I think it was in like Motor Trend back in the day. It was some automotive big publication. It was like, this place was dirty and here's why. And it talked about all the politics behind it, the family behind it.
They were pulling in so much money just from tickets.
I once got ticketed there for having washer nozzle neons.
That's the shit I'm talking about.
Back in 2000, I think it was.
Yeah, that's the shit I'm talking about.
Like 99.
You had to, the speed limit at that point, I think on 70 was 55 or 60. I don't think it was 65 or 70 yet.
Yeah, it was probably 55.
It was probably 55. If you were doing 56, your ass was getting pulled over.
And the thing was, that wasn't even their jurisdiction.
No.
They were only supposed to be in Old Rome.
Yeah, they were on the highways pulling people like left and right.
And I got pulled over there, but I was doing, because everybody, it's like South Bloomfield. In South Bloomfield, people get pulled over for 36 and a 35 years ago. Not so much today.
Yeah.
But I knew going to a buddy's house just north of there, you drive through here, do the speed limit and nothing more.
Oh,
and I got pulled over and I was like, I know I wasn't speeding. I know. What are you pulling me over for?
I was.
And he said, "You're washing nozzle
under."
Neons. And I said, people got washing nozzle neons left and right. He goes, but yours are blue.
Yeah.
And I was like, so? And he's like, blue and red cop collars. I said, they're not flashing. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Got like $105 ticket for that.
That is a state law. You're not allowed to have blue or red on the front of a vehicle
while moving.
But people have them all the time.
But yeah, mine were wired into my lights. He was like, you need to turn them off. I was like, I would have to. This is like 9 p.m. in the winter. And I was like,
literally have to drive
I would have to drive my lights off. I don't care. Cut the wires. I was like, I have nothing. I'm not going to cut wires and leave them hanging up. No. They're because I ran through the channels in my hood. You know, I did it right and everything. So the wires are all tucked away. And I was like, no, I can't. He's like, I'll give you a ticket. Then I said, okay.
I'll take the
And then
ticket.
he let me drive off with the blue lights on.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's because he got his money.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I can remember, like, back in the CR days where guys, you know, not myself because my car's not fast enough, they would wait.
Mine was a 92 Tercel.
Oh, no, I know. But I'm talking about the guys that had, like, the 800 horsepower Supras and all the RX-7s and all the other shit.
The faster ones back then.
They would wait for those guys to just sit there on the highway, and they would blow through there at, like, 120, 130 miles an hour, knowing full well that there's no chance in hell that anybody's going to catch up to them.
Those were the days.
Those were the days. I can just video, like,
I miss those days,
grainy ass dash video of like.
Well, it's usually some handheld Sony Hi8 cam.
That too, like sit in the passenger seat.
No
and hold
cell phones. I mean, we had cell phones, but they weren't taking videos.
No, they weren't taking video, but just those videos that got posted.
There's a grainy video of me somewhere on 270 after I rebuilt the engine transmission, did a lot to my Tercel, and it took me forever. But my speedometer,
35 miles an hour.
My speedometer read 120, and all I remember, we were cruising from Sawmill down to Hooters, which was a common thing back then.
Mm-hmm.
And I drove from Circleville all the way to Sawmill just to make the cruise to Hooters. And I'm amongst all the RX-7s, all the Super. This is my first CR trip ever. I knew nobody. I knew Anthony and Kenny from pre-CR days at Columbus DSM meets. But Eric with the Thunderbird, he had the 5.0 Thunderbird, King of On-Ramps or whatever.
Yeah.
He was videoing, I believe, and somebody's in his car with him. He's filming, he's driving. And all of a sudden you see me pass him. And they went, was that the Tercel? And they looked down at the speedo, and his read 136. I had no clue how fast I was going. It took me forever to get there, though.
So I can remember, and it may be that.
Or no, it's like maybe he was going like 120. I don't know.
It may be that same trip. We were running from Hilliard to Hooters on Main Street, and I had it pegged. Like, my car would not go any.
I was going to say, you had to peg a little four-banger to keep up.
Well, I mean, I was leading.
Oh, geez.
I was in front. So my little yellow GTI, it was reading. Now, the speedometer was reading 120. I got a phone call. Hey, you want to go a little faster? I'm like, what do you mean go a little faster? I'm like, it will, like, literally, my foot is on the floor. It will not go any faster. Like, you're only doing 110. We would like to go eat. We would like to go eat tonight. And I'm like, motherfuckers, if you want to go faster, go around me.
How did we not get in more trouble back then?
I have no idea.
I did. I was facing jail time at one point. I don't know if I've ever told you that story.
No.
So I'm in my Tercel in Circleville. I was living out at mom and dad, so I was first year of college maybe, because I stayed at home for college. And there's always back then.
How do you do college from home back then?
I lived at home for college. I drove to DeVry every day.
Ew, that's a hell of a drive.
I went up Walnut Creek. I loved it because my car was slow as turd, but it handled like a go-kart. I did the suspension, bigger wheels and tires, cross members, all that. And I decided I went to get something. We went to get dinner for family or something. So I come into town, decide to go down Court Street, see who was all out cruising. Of course, people would race red light to red light, which a Circleville City block's like 4 feet, so it's dumb.
A Toronto City block is literally like 2 New York City blocks.
Yeah, they don't even have blocks in Toronto.
No, we do. But when we measure them, it's like you go down. So growing up in Toronto, I'm going to hijack your story. Growing up in Toronto, it was, well, where's so-and-so? You'd be like, you go down 2 Toronto blocks and make a right, and then go like half a Toronto block and make a left, and you'll be there because everything's one-way roads. They're like,
for those wondering who aren't in Ohio, we mean Toronto, Ohio, not
Toronto,
Canada.
Ohio. But Toronto blocks aren't your normal, like, okay, here's intersection. It's like intersection, drive, keep driving.
Those are country blocks.
Oh, okay. Now make it right. It's
long.
They're super fucking long, so we just refer to them as a Toronto City block.
Yeah.
And I still do it today. I'm like, go down about a Toronto City block, and people look at me like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I have no clue.
You're gonna go quite a distance before you make this.
I'm not
this
from
right
Canada.
or your left. Either am I, thank God.
Well, the way we're going. Anyway, so yeah, I get whatever food or
Better
whatever.
than Russia or China.
And I decided to head back, and I'm like, you know what? Strip's popping tonight. I'm going to make another lap, and then I'll head home. So I just go to make one more pass. I go all the way to North Court Street.
Someone robbed a bank in a Tercel.
Turn around and head south, and I turn around. Everybody used to turn around at McDonald's, and I'm heading back north, and I get by the Dairy Queen in Circleville. And as I'm going north on Court Street from between McDonald's and Dairy Queen, you cross over the tracks, there's no lights or nothing. Big old lifted diesel behind me, and I can hear the turbo spooling. My windows are down, I'm enjoying the weather. And this truck cuts off this sedan. It was like a Ford Taurus or something. Just cuts him off to get around him, and him and I end up neck to neck at a red light.
I think you have told the story.
And I may have.
Go ahead. Finish it, though.
And, yeah, the guy, I look up at his truck. I'm like, nice truck. And it's like, blah, 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 Thanks. Light turns green. He lights it up, man. Rolls cold. Can't see anything. And I just drive to the next light. And when I went down to decide to make my one final pass to go back home is when 2 police officers run in the middle of the street and stop me and pound on my hood and start yelling at me. Diesel truck's nowhere to be seen at this point because we made a whole pass down the strip.
Right.
So I don't know where he went. He went out to Taco Bell or something. Who knows?
God, Taco Bell sounds good.
And
right
yeah,
now.
they pulled me over. And the guy that he cut off was the chief of police in his family car with his wife, their 3-year-old, and their newborn baby. That was just like a week out of the hospital.
Yeah.
Coming back from dinner, Bob Evans or who knows where. There's nothing to eat in Circleville back then. Barely anything now. And, yeah, I did not get ticketed. I did not have current proof of insurance, so I had to go to court. And they tried to hit me with $5,000 and 5 years in jail for reckless op, something endangerment,
for nothing.
Street racing. I looked at the first time the cop didn't show up, so it got postponed.
At that point, it should just be dismissed.
Second time got postponed. Finally, the third time we went in there, and my aunt works for a company where she works with a lot of attorneys. She's in court a lot.
Yeah.
And she called one of her buddies the first time, said, "Hey, here's the case," and the guy's like, "Yeah, I owe you, so I'll do this one for you pro bono."
Yeah.
So by the time we finally get in front of the judge, I don't say anything. The attorney just steps up like, "Hey, here's the deal. This has been postponed. It's the third time, blah, blah. There's no previous street racing, blah, blah." And the judge goes, "Okay, tell me your story." So I told the whole spiel. And the judge says, "Were you street racing?" I said, "Sir, with all due respect," I said, "that guy had a fully built Cummins with some massive turbos, probably pushing at least 800 horsepower. And back in,
That's a
2000,
lot.
2000, yeah, like that's a lot of horsepower.
And probably 3,200 pounds of torque.
Yeah. And he said, "Well, what were you driving?" I said, "I drove a 1992 Toyota Tercel with a 1.5 liter single overhead cam, and it pushes out stock 82 horsepower." Now, at that point, I was pushing a little over 100, but come on.
Either way, it doesn't matter.
Like, I'm driving a 4-door Toyota Tercel, and the judge actually went, and he went, "Case dismissed, $50 for court costs." It's like, fine, I'll pay that.
I'm out.
Versus the ticket and possible judge. I was like, somebody, and I told him how the cop ran out in front of me and almost hit him. Because they were wearing all black. Middle of the night, and he ran out between two cars to stop me. Because the chief of police had called him and said, "Hey, here's the car. Here's what it looks like. There's no other white 4-door Tercel anywhere with 35% tinted windows." And so, yeah, it was funny. But the judge literally was like, I was like, "Oh, no, I feel even worse." Like my car buddies already make fun of me.
Yeah, now the judge just made fun of you.
Now the judge is laughing at me.
He's like, "You fucking dork."
He's like, "I'm not going to do anything because I already feel bad enough for you."
It's like, I would waive the $50, but I'm not that nice.
Right.
Court's got to make their money somehow. No, I mean, that's you have told that on the air. You've told that on the air before. It's been probably a couple years.
I thought I had.
That's the type of shit though that, like, come on, seriously, like the truck cut you off. How the fuck are you getting pulled over for that? Like that's
truck cut the guy off, not me.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like from his point of view, the truck cut you off.
Why am I getting pulled over?
Why
he tried to say it's because I was street racing and the guy wanted to challenge me and all this. I'm like, yes, a guy in a Dodge Ram with a Cummins turbo diesel
is challenging.
Highly modified. I mean, you could hear the diesel just
what a fucking idiot
the whole time, and my car's just like got a cherry bomb on it. Little single overhead cam 4-banger.
And it's not even welded on.
Barely. It was just
clamped on.
I duct taped it on there. Jesus. I was like, no, I'm not street racing this thing.
The sheer audacity of even the thought of that is mind-boggling to me. But I went to, speaking of places we used to street race, out on Main Street.
West or east?
Oh, East Main. Like
yeah.
Way out. Way out. Pataskala.
Reynoldsburg area.
No. Pataskala. Like way out there. Before, like now, if you go out there now, like it's all built up. Like there's warehouses everywhere in fucking industrial buildings everywhere. And that's where Meyer Shank Racing is.
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, Meyer Shank Racing, they do not F1 IndyCar. They do prototype. They do, I think they may have like IMSA and GT3 teams, like big racing company out in Pataskala. And no one's like, well, there's nothing in Pataskala. There are two racing teams. There's two race teams in Pataskala.
I mean, there's a pro monster truck driver outside Circleville. People don't know. There's a lot that goes on in Ohio people just don't know about.
Well, but there's another race team that's in Pataskala now called MDK, and I went to their grand opening.
That stands for Machine Done Kelly.
MDK.
Machine Done Kelly.
Oh, okay. All right. Whatever. But I went to their grand opening, and Harley went with me.
Nice.
It is literally at the stoplight where we used for races.
Oh, really?
When we were racing out like 2, 3 in the morning before we all went back to my apartment and ordered fuckloads of Taco Bell.
I never remembered whose apartment I was at. I'm sure I was at yours. I remember going to Anthony's at some point.
You may have been at mine. I mean, I don't even know who the hell would show up at my apartment.
That's the thing. I would literally, everybody's like, we're going back here, and there'd be like 30 people.
There'd be 30 people in my house.
And I'd know maybe 10 of them.
And
I don't know who lived there.
Well, the funny thing is I knew everybody who was at my apartment. I just didn't know who all was in my apartment at any point in time.
Well, with that many people, you can't.
Yeah. I mean, Jono was there.
Oh, Jono.
Anthony, Chris.
I haven't seen Jono in forever.
Fuck, who else? A guy, I'm still friends with him. I talk to him every now and then. His name's Matt. He was there. Him and I spent, Matt, Chris, and I.
So many circle jerks.
Spent New Year's Eve at Steak and Shake in Dublin, off a Sawmill.
Jeez.
We were there so long, and we spent. I mean, we probably spent $40 each, which is a lot of money at Steak and Shake.
Yeah, especially back then.
That they were giving us free refills on our milkshakes.
They make them high quality milkshakes too.
The waitress is coming back. She's like, "You guys want more milkshake?" And we're like, "I mean, yeah." And she's like, "All right." She would just keep bringing them and setting them down. We'd already paid. She just kept bringing us milkshakes.
They didn't have anything else going on.
And New Year's Day. It was just the two of us. It was the three of us, and I think Chris ended up leaving. And it was Matt and I at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm driving across 670, fucking falling asleep. We get back to my apartment. He's like, "I'm gonna drive home." I'm like, "You just." I went out. I'm like, whatever.
Was that when he had his GTP?
Yeah, yeah. So he goes outside, gets in his car, starts it up. I fall asleep on my couch in the living room. I get up 3 hours later, motherfucker's sleeping in his car with it running. He didn't even get it in the reverse.
He just got his first tattoos.
Matt did?
No, Chris.
Oh, no. Chris was gone at that point. I'm talking about Matt.
I don't know Matt, I don't think. I remember
his name is Matt Close. Close.
I don't know if I know him.
He was
Of course, there are a lot of people I knew that I'd see every weekend.
Yeah, he was. I think he was a Pontiac guy at the time.
Well, everybody back then was either F-Body or Pontiac. Then you had those outliers that came from other Columbus DSM
or Volkswagen guy.
Volkswagen. I wanted a Volkswagen back then. I actually wanted an MK3 Jetta even before Fast and Furious came out.
Yeah, I had my GTI before Fast and Furious. I had two of them, and
I got an MK4 Jetta later, and I hated that thing.
You did. I think Lexi is going to end up with an Audi A or S3.
That's a great first car.
Depending what I mean, I want her. I was telling Liz today because I only have a year and a half.
Yeah, that's true.
She's driving.
My nephew just got his temps.
Yeah, I mean, in a year, well, Lexi will have her temps in 9 months ish.
Crazy.
And so I'm just
you should get her a 1992 Toyota Tercel.
Hell to the no.
It'll always run.
It'll always run.
And she will never be able to get into trouble.
But she will never. It'll never get out of its own fucking way.
I mean,
the rear end may hit the front end.
If you get the 5-speed, you've got a better chance.
Well, I'm not going to tell.
Mine was a rare 5-speed. Most of you either got a 3-speed manual or 3-speed auto or a 4-speed manual, unless you got a higher end one. Mine was a DX, so it was loaded, which meant crank windows and a 5-speed.
No, I'm not going to put her through that shit.
I love that car though. I mean, it was garbage, but the memories, man.
She wants an Audi. She told me the other day. She's like, I really want an Audi. I'm like, okay.
Is she going to pay for the maintenance on it?
I said, you're going to get whatever. I said, there will be available whatever I buy.
Dude, get her like a 1987 Quattro.
Oh, no, I would
love
give
those.
myself a 1987 Quattro.
I love that. My friend had one of those. Oh, it was like, I looked at it and I was like, that is the most beautiful, ugly car I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I love everything about it.
Well, so she was like, well, I want an Audi. She goes, and I want it in matte black.
Oh, yeah, we talked about this.
And I'm like, you'll get whatever I purchase, and I'm not spending another $3,000 to wrap a car.
No. $3,000 would be a cheap wrap.
I mean,
it's like,
I'm contemplating getting when I get the after I've got to take the FJ. I'm just taking the FJ down to a garage and having shit fixed. I'm not fucking dealing with it.
There comes a point in your life where you value your time, effort, and energy more than
now,
it costs someone else to just do it.
It could take me probably 30 minutes to swap out an O2 sensor and spend $30 to $60 on an O2 sensor. Fine. But I'm not going to deal with that shit.
Yeah.
There's other issues with that truck right now. Like, it's giving me ABS issues and traction control issues. And if I do not get that fixed before it snows,
yeah, I was going to say
that's fucked.
Yeah.
That truck is so light in the rear end that if it is wet outside and I am up at the stop sign up here, I can't get across the fucking road.
That's how that Colorado was before I got new tires. It had some crappy Goodyears on it.
Well, I'm going to have to throw 300 pounds of sand or salt in the back of the FJ just to get
you pay me enough, I'll just ride around the back.
I'm not paying you.
Oh. Well, what about buying me a taco? A trip.
That means you got to come here first, and I have to wait for you to get here.
That's true.
It might be cheaper just for me to get sand, or actually just bags of salt.
It might
just keep bags of water softener salt in the back of my truck.
There you go.
And then I've got them. But
Get in a whole bunch of those cans of the Morton salt,
Jesus,
table
that takes
salt.
way too fucking.
What do you use to weigh down? 800 cans of Morton salt.
Way too much. I put way too much thought into this.
You're just out there with a salt shaker on the ground.
But if I don't get it fixed, I'm gonna be up a goddamn creek. So
you ain't, because you ain't gonna have traction.
No, I ain't gonna have traction.
You're gonna be sitting at the bottom of the creek.
Well, I'm gonna sink. So I'm just gonna take it and have it fixed. But I think after I get the stuff that I want to get fixed, like the AC, some of the other shit, I was talking to Corey and I said, I think I'm going to paint it the blackest black that you can get, which is
Vanta Black.
The Vanta Black.
Well, that's not the blackest
well, it's
anymore.
Not anymore. But I think that's.
I think it's the blackest you can get painted on a vehicle, though.
Yes.
I don't think the other pigment's been.
But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the Vanta Black throughout the. I'm just going to do the whole truck in Vanta Black.
Yeah, even all the mirrors and door handles.
No. The door handles, the mirrors, the bumper edges.
Bumperettes.
Yeah, the bumperettes, the grill.
You gonna do glossy?
I think I may do in just a standard black. But even the roof, so you know how they do the white roof?
Yeah.
I may do the roof and tape it off and just do it in a basic black so that you actually see some of the lines of the truck.
That could be cool. I mean, sitting here looking at it, you've got it parked conveniently where we can see it from your deck. Yeah, that could be pretty cool. You need bigger tires for sure.
So, yeah.
You don't need, even right now, you don't need a bigger lift.
No.
Just to go a little bit bigger on tires.
So
from here, it looks like your
33-inch tires.
Yeah, what do you have now?
32s.
Yeah, 33 is easy.
32s, I can go up to, I think, the 34s.
So I bet you can fit 35s on that.
No, there's body mounts that have to be chopped off after you go past the 34, I think.
Oh.
And I don't want to deal with that because you have to chop them and
weld
them.
At that point, you might as well just get a lift kit.
Right. And so, it was supposed to have a 2-inch lift on it. So the suspension that I replaced it with, the Ranchero suspension, was supposed to be a 2-inch lift. It is not a 2-inch lift. That fucker sits at the same height as my buddy's FJ.
So it looks the same as every FJ I've seen.
So
height-wise.
it just needs bigger tires.
I like that you don't have the white roof on that.
Yeah, that was one of the selling points for Liz and I when we bought it.
Now the blue one, for some reason, I do like with the white roof.
Looks like Papa fucking Smurf. Looks like a goddamn Smurf.
I never thought of that, but
it looks like a Smurf.
Well, he has a red hat, doesn't he? Doesn't Papa Smurf? Well, he has a red hat.
He has red hat and red shorts, but it looks like a goddamn Smurf.
I still like it. That's funny, though.
If I had a blue one with a white roof, my license plate would say Smurfette. If it's available.
Put a little flower on the one side.
Yeah, because I hate the white roof. Like, I get it. I like it on the older versions. Because that's where it came from.
Yeah, they tried to make these hard tops look like a soft chop FJ.
Well, no,
40.
the FJ 40s that have the hard tops,
right? That
have the white roof. That's not a canvas top. That's a metal roof.
No, but I'm talking about the old canvas ones were white too, weren't they?
No,
they weren't.
No,
I have to look back.
I don't think so. White canvas
for years. I wanted an FJ 40.
Oh, I would totally take an FJ 40
for many years, and I almost bought one. And I wish I would have. It was a '83, I think.
I just said something to Liz was telling me what we've put back for Lexi for a car because we have car funds for the girls.
My first car cost $1,500, and I was thrilled to even have a car.
My first car was $850, and I didn't get it till after I graduated, and it lasted me maybe 6 months. And then I ended up.
Was it a Volkswagen?
No, it was a fucking Plymouth.
Oh well,
I had a Plymouth Sundance, which was a Dodge Duster.
I remember. No, the Sundance was a toned down Duster, which is saying something.
Well, the Duster was.
We're not talking the old muscle car Duster. We're talking the 4-cylinder front wheel drive.
4-cylinder front wheel drive,
75 horsepower,
2 or 4 door, depending, with a hatchback. I mean, it sounded great with the system, but it was such a pile of shit. But that was $850, and I told Liz, was like, well, for $5,000, I'm like, $5,000 was $850 when I bought a car. I'm like, we're not going to get. I said, plan on like $15,000 at minimum.
What's it like being rich?
I don't know.
My kids are getting $3,000 cars, even if it's 6 years from now.
I mean, it's.
You know what my kids are going to get? My old red truck. Something that is so dog-turd slow, and you have to crank the window so they appreciate.
Which is fine. And I'm fine. I'm fine with older vehicles. Or newer vehicles. Anything from I don't know, the 90s through like 2002 are garbage.
It depends.
For the most part.
Yeah, for the most, I would say by and large, yes.
Like because I mean my Sundance was a 94, and or 91. It was dog shit slow. I got pulled over for doing 45 and a 35 uphill.
Yeah, we talked about that too.
And the car wouldn't fucking go that fast.
Yeah.
Like, so, but the GTI, I had zero issues with it unless I created that problem. The problems I had with the GTIs were I created those problems.
Patrick said send a link.
To what?
He asked if you were still recording, and I said, pause right now while Martelle makes out with the dude from the place he rented an auger from. And then he replied later, well, that's shit. I'm 10 beers in and was ready to chat, but I'm heading to bed instead. And I said, call Martelle. And Mo said, what are you arguing? And then Patrick said, Randy, tell him to send the link. His notifications are turned off.
Mine are. He did, 2 minutes ago. 2 minutes ago, he just sent me a link. He just sent me a text. Send a link, shit pants. Hold on. Oh, let's get Patrick on the phone.
We'll get Patrick going. Yeah, no, the 90s car, unless you get into something, and even then, we're coming out of the 80s. That was the late 70s into the 80s, the big fuel crisis, embargo crap.
Oh, shit. You keep talking. I got to get the Bluetooth adapter.
You get the Bluetooth. So a lot of the 90s cars sucks, and when you leave, you won't be able to argue anything I say, so that's great. And what I want to say is, my humps, my lovely lady humps. Check it out. And I have a lot of humps. I don't think any of them are female, though. It's starting to get cold out here. My testicles are shriveling. I have to go wee-wee. But 90s cars, for the most part, were turds, unless you got into things like the Ford Lightning, which I love. You had the GMC Cyclone or Typhoon, which were great vehicles.
Trucks.
Yeah, great vehicles, but we're talking pretty rare things there. But for the most part, the everyday vehicles of the 90s and early 2000s were trash. There's some Mustangs, Camaros, Trans Ams, things like that.
I just saw a Cyclone the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I would love a Cyclone.
It was fucking beautiful.
I would love a Cyclone. Or a Typhoon, or a Ford Lightning.
Create a link. Share. No. And Patrick. Patrick UK, not Patrick US, because that would be. Oh, come on. Add him to the.
He's 10 beers in.
I'm good with that.
Oh, I'm fantastic with it. It excites me. I think Mo wants to join in too.
I sent him in. I sent Patrick and Mo both.
A linky link.
Yep.
Get them tuned in here.
So
we're probably already an hour in, but hey,
I'll split it if I have to.
We will split it like Lorena Bobbitt splits penises. Just cut it right here. Along the dotted line. I'm going to have to pee before I leave your place.
That's fine.
I might pee on your place. Looks like you're getting new siding anyway, so I'm just going to pee, mark my territory. What if I went over those on my truck and just peed on the new siding?
I'd be a little peeved.
You don't have to touch it.
I don't, but I still wouldn't like it.
Why is this one spot of the cardboard wet? Well, it rained right there.
It did rain, actually.
Just in that spot. I want to see you pop a wheelie on that mini bike. If I got on that mini bike, I'd look like one of those big gay Russian bears in the circus. Rawr.
Let's see. So, Patrick may have just done passed out.
He might have. Those Brits can't handle their 10 light beers.
Well, he sent it at I said 17:44, which is 5:44. And I sent him back a response at 4 minutes later.
Nah, he's still up.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's
like almost 10 his time. He did say he was going to bed. Then and then he was like, "Well, tell Martelle to send a link."
Yeah, I sent a link.
Okay. Said you're going to bed, but hey, get on board, old chap.
Anyway,
we can get
I saw a Cyclone the other day, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And
that's a rare spot.
She goes, "What?" And I'm like, "She goes, that old truck." I'm like, "No, that's a Cyclone.
That is all-wheel drive.
That is amazing.
Twin turboed gloriousness.
That is the only
twin turboed or single turboed.
Either way, it doesn't matter because they're the only vehicle at the time that could hang with the Porsche Carrera, which was all-wheel drive and
Well, they're
turbo.
based off the Grand National, which was literally designed to beat the Corvette, and then GM went, "Oh, we just created a vehicle from one of our brands to be a high-selling vehicle of another one of our brands. Let's just destroy Buick."